All right.
Hey, New Tech, I am back with another person in the community that you should know. This is my friend and colleague, Cesar Cardenas. We've worked on a bunch of community initiatives together over the last few years. Thanks so much for being with us here today. Appreciate it.
Yeah, happy to be here, especially virtually given the circumstances and everything. So
Hey, if that's the only way we can meet people for the time being, then we'll do it this way. But tell us a little bit about what you have done and what you do in the community.
yeah, absolutely. So I currently serve as the treasurer for the Coalition for Healthy Communities, which is a nonprofit based here in Zion. So the coalition itself, they have several different task forces, and really the idea is that they are a coalition of different community leaders who come together on a monthly basis to our board meetings and really just discuss what different initiatives are going on within the community. So there's all different kinds of things that go on in terms of community wellness or community literacy, substance abuse prevention, things of that nature. So yeah, I work as I serve as the treasurer. So my main responsibilities are to oversee our budget, kind of help in some of that strategic plan of the organization, and just making sure that we are mindful of our finances and really just keeping an eye on the budget overall.
All right, that sounds interesting. What do you do for your day job?
Yeah, so right now I work as a investment performance analyst for the Northern Trust Corporation, based out of downtown Chicago. So in that capacity, I really work together with my team there at the office to put together different performance reports for big institutional investor clients. So that's like Fortune 500 companies or big endowments or pension funds, things of that nature. So in that role, I've had the opportunity to kind of work with a different set of investors than in some of my prior work. Before this role, I worked as a financial advisor. So I helped families with their financial plans and with their investments and planning for buying a house or planning for retirement, things of that nature. So my day job, I like to think that I really work within a really broad world of the investment world and finance in general. So yeah.
Well, I remember you and I talked several years ago, right after we first met, about the ability to make a difference in a given field. And I think students, this is a really cool example. You can major in something like business, where some people would say, well, what difference can you make in business? It's not like you're saving lives or you're teaching people, educator, that kind of stuff. But you can still absolutely make a difference. I mean, Cesar is using his degree to serve as the treasurer of an organization. That definitely makes a difference. And even as a business and personal financial advisor, you're definitely making a difference in people's lives. So I think that's a really cool example. Any thoughts on how you have been able to make a difference through your chosen career?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, personally, when I first came out of school, I didn't have any good understanding of basic financial wellness and how to plan and save for particular goals or anything of that nature. So now having worked in the field and having seen different situations in which families are doing different things, I've really gotten to understand that there's all sorts of different tools available to not only save but to invest and to plan for the future, to kind of think past just today and think about the future, and lay that foundation for yourself so that those goals that you do have, they become more than just a dream. They become a reality. Because I really think that with a bit of hard work and just proper planning, I really do think that all goals are achievable. So yeah, I think that my degree, I studied economics in college, and so that's not necessarily finance or business, but it kind of incorporates some of that. And I think that applying that with some real world investing experience has really helped me kind of understand how to plan and invest appropriately for someone my age, for someone later on in life, just because there's so many different things in terms of what you can do with your money that the more you know, the better off you are.
Yeah, yeah, that's really cool. And students, that would be really something good to keep in mind as you're thinking about what you might want to do after high school, what kind of job, career, major you might want. Cesar has been through that not too long ago, and you can see he's making a difference in the path that he's chosen. So what words of advice or encouragement would you want to share, Cesar?
I think especially right now, kind of given the circumstances of, what we're all dealing with, and, being remote for so much of life, I think it's important to kind of, look at this time that we're in with that old mantra, the glass is either half full or half empty, right? And so every day we have that choice to decide how we're going to look at our day. So I really just try and look at it, as an opportunity day in and day out, right? We have 24 hours. Everyone has the same 24 hours, and what we do within those 24 hours is completely up to you. So personally, I've had a lot more time, given the current situation than, I would have had otherwise. And I try to use that time, to grow as a person. So that doesn't necessarily mean, go out and, read 100 books or, study this or that, but maybe just be, focused on being present and growing as a person, whatever that may mean to you. For someone, it may be, going and doing more artistic things, or it may be maybe perhaps just reading a book, or trying to learn whatever it may be. Just taking advantage of the 24 hours that we have in every given day and trying to make the most of it. We all just have this one life to live, and it's something to be mindful of when we wake up and we have another 24 hours to go out and conquer. So personally, I've tried to revisit the way that I approach mental math. From what I've learned recently is that there's all kinds of different shortcuts and different ways that you can do mental math, and so I've been trying to just kind of exercise my brain and get quicker with that in some of my spare time. Or I've been reading a few books this year. I've done more reading this year than I probably have in the last 5 years combined, which is amazing. And yeah, just being mindful of those choices that you make on a day-to-day basis, because over the course of your life, they certainly add up. So just being present and mindful, and just trying to push yourself to be the best you can be.
Yeah, that's good advice. And I think it's really important what you said, that that's going to look different for different people. We've had some other guest speakers come in and talk about the idea of loosening your noodle and practicing mental health and just doing what you need to do to recharge. And for some, that's going to be artistic or musical. For some, it's going to be spiritual. For some, it's spending time alone. For others, it's spending time with people. Could involve exercise or travel or reading, whatever. But I think that's good advice, and students, you need to find what works for you to recharge your batteries. So thanks so much for spending some time with us today. Students, this is somebody that you'll see out and about in the community. And if you do, say hi, Cesar Cardenas, and ask him about any kind of financial stuff that you can, because he knows what he's talking about. So thanks a lot for your time today.
Yeah, thank you for having me. And students, yes, please feel free to, any questions, I'm always happy to help. So thank you.
As usual on these videos, there's a trivia question, and the question is something that Cesar mentioned. He is a treasurer for the Coalition for Healthy Communities. That's a group that's very active in this very community. So the trivia question is, students, look that up, Coalition for Healthy Communities, and email me with the name and title of 2 other people other than Cesar who are involved in leadership in the Coalition for Healthy Communities. Just tell me, okay, this person, in what their title or role is, get to know some of the people working there. So once again, it's a Coalition for Healthy Communities. Look it up, email me with the name and title of 2 other leaders other than Cesar in that organization, and I'll enter you in to win fabulous prizes. So thanks a lot, New Tech. We miss you, we love you, we care about you, we got your back. Come on into the building if you need anything, or email or call anytime. See you next time.